Hey everybody, it's JMan105 coming back at you with another hobby related video, and today I'm going to be talking about wire connections. There's a lot of hobby projects that use electrical wire running from gauges 18 to as high as 26. I prefer to use between 18 and 22 depending on what I'm working on, and I'm going to show you a few easy ways to connect said wire if you ever get into the situation. I'm using my soldering stand because it's the only thing that can hold the wires up while I explain it to you, because obviously I don't want to get in the way and show you. So to start, after you use your wire stripper, and mine happens to be the claw style where you'd go 1 centimeter from the end of the wire, grab it and then pull off the little plasticky rubbery piece off the end. And I'm going to move this a little closer. What you see here, by hand, I've braided the wires, so when the wire filaments are sticking out, you just keep twisting until you have a braid on both ends. And you can see I've done it to this end as well. This leads me into the first type of connection, which I call a soft connection. That means you're going to put your wires together with the intention of maybe taking them apart later and doing a permanent connection. The soft connection is quite simple. What you would do is you would cross them like this in an X, and you twist them together with your forefinger and your thumb until they braid together. So you'd have one single braid instead of two. When that's done, you have a couple options. I like to use a rectangle of electrical tape, and then I will wrap another piece of electrical tape around that, giving me my soft connection. If you do have twist connectors are great. They have that little bit of copper inside which acts as a conductor. So when you have your twisted wires braided together, you would just turn this, screw it on like you would putting a screw. And you can add some electrical tape to that depending on what you're doing. Again, this is considered a soft connection. You're going to have the intention of taking it apart later. There are a couple different ways of doing hard connections. I'll show you the main one that I use. So in this case, once the wire is stripped and I have my braid that I explained earlier, I'm going to use what's called a terminal connector. That comes with both a male and a female side. So they look like this. They do come in other shapes and sizes. There are ring terminals, there are push terminals. I prefer these ones. These join together and they form, I don't want to say watertight, but almost airtight, and it keeps the dust out. So what you would do is, after you do your braid on the two wires, you would put one on the one side, sorry, that's a bit messy there, like so, and you would put one on the other side like so, and you want to make sure that some of your rubbery part of the wire, which is your cover, gets in there. Now you're probably wondering how to keep those from coming off. In the background you'll see I have a heavy pair of pliers. This is really all you need. What you would do is you would crimp the ends here, so you'd put your pliers over that end, there is a piece of metal inside, and squish it together so that the wire remains trapped inside and always attached to the conductor on the inside. It's as simple as that. And then when you're done, as I showed you earlier, I'm just going to take them off. You literally just push them together, and there's your connection. You can pull this apart if you have to. It's very difficult, and you might end up breaking something. They're meant to be a more permanent fix. I like them. I use them in a lot of projects once I have my wiring figured out. The reason for using something like this is it's sealed, so if I happen to touch the plastic, I'm not going to get a jolt, depending on what my power source is. For example, if you were to use what's called a ring connector. Ring connectors can either be put to a terminal block, which I will show you. So this is a terminal block. These are screw heads with slotted. Your ring terminal will either go underneath that screw, or you can connect ring terminal to ring terminal with a screw and go from there. A little more dangerous though, because depending on what you have in terms of power running through there, if you touch that, you get a jolt. If you happen to be working with something that goes through an adapter and plugged into your wall, you get a bigger jolt and you might end up in the hospital. So again, That's why I prefer these guys. Anyways, I hope everybody learned something. That's all for today. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And if you haven't done so already, please join the Hobby Lounge on Discord. Have a great day, everybody. Peace out. Zzz.